What's going on? Welcome back to 100% NUFC. So Wolverhampton take on Newcastle United this Monday in the Premier League. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff, a game I'm really looking forward to. Now, don't get us wrong, we'll come off the back of a 1-0 defeat against Tottenham. I thought we were unlucky throughout the game, but Tottenham have got quality in their squad. You only need one chance to score, and yes, it was a Martin Dubravka mistake, and I did criticise him in the last video, but hopefully he's learned from it. Yes, it's his first mistake in a long time, and he has kept winning a lot of games this season, but it's a basic, take of the ball. If he takes it, potentially we could have won the game, or we could even have nicked a point. But a lot of Spurs fans would argue that they deserved the win overall because they had some shots cleared off the line, which I wouldn't disagree with that. Now Wolverhampton, if you look at the Premier League table, are currently 7th in the Premier League. Now that is amazing considering that Wolves were in the Championship only last season. Yes, again you'll argue that they've had money to spend. They've done the same in the summer. They've strengthened the squad, and they've also done the same in the January market. Now, it's all good spending money, but the squad has to gel. And the squad of Wolves, they've really played well this season. They've worked hard, they work as a team, they work for the manager, and they're working for the fans. And, they've got a team to be proud of, and they've really recruited well, and you can't fault, their efforts this season in the Premier League. And they're not 7th by accident, they're there because they deserve to be there. And they're 4 points clear of the rest. That is still a good gap to have between now and the rest of the season for the chasing pack. And I think Wolves will probably get 7th this season, if they continue going the way they are. They're unbeaten in 5 games, if you include the FA Cup. They're unbeaten in the last 3 Premier League games. They beat Everton at Goodison Park by 3-1. They completely dominated in Everton side, which on paper should have beat Wolves. But again, you don't win a game on paper. Now, as for ourselves, this is going to be a tough game. They beat St James's Park by 2-1. I remember they scored a late injury time winner in the 90+4th minute, and they deserved to win the game overall because we couldn't take our chances, and Wolves did what we should have done, was put the ball in the back of the net, and they got the 3 points, and we couldn't hold out for the point in the end. Now, yes, we have signed a couple of players. We've seen our first loan signing, that was Antonio Baraka. He came on in the last 5 minutes against Tottenham. He looked really positive going forward. He's creating some opportunities, for what wasn't happening sort of in the rest of the game. Now, my question to you guys will be, is Miguel Almiron going to start on Monday? Leave me your comments down below. I believe he will start. He has got his work permit, and I think we're going to need him on Monday. I think I'll give him a full 90 minutes. Let him get used to the Premier League. I'm not going to get on his back because I believe every player deserves an opportunity. And if he has a bad game, let's not get on his back, because you've got to remember he's come from the MLS. Yes, the MLS is not the Premier League. The Premier League is a step way above the MLS. But the guy's got talent. He's a young lad. He's 24 going on 25. He's sort of in his peak. And some of the clips that I've seen of him, he looks immense if you give him the right service. And what I like about Almiron is he's a dribbler. He'll play from back to front. He'll get the ball up quickly, and that's what we need. We don't have players that are going to test the goalkeeper enough, and I feel like he's going to do that. But I think it'll come in time. It's not going to happen overnight. The guy will need time to gel in this squad, because we all know Rafa Benitez likes to play a defensive way of football. But what Rafa Benitez is missing is goals. Yes, Rondon has scored goals this season. Perez has scored some vital goals for us this season. Hoslu's been off form. But I think Rafa Benitez wants more creativity going forward as well. We play well from the back, but we certainly don't create enough going forward. And I think between now and the end of the season, if you look at the Premier League table for ourselves, we're currently on 24 points in 15th place. There's a clutch of about 5 teams that's still in the relegation picture. Good job that we did beat Man City last week, because if we didn't, we would have been in the relegation zone. Now, yes, of course, we don't play until Monday. There's a lot of games over the course of the weekend, but we can't be in that relegation zone this weekend because Cardiff play Southampton, and regardless of the result, we can't jump into the relegation zone. Now, but we can only focus on ourselves. There's still a long way to go, and we just need to keep plugging away and picking up points, and we need to stop with these bad home performances, because these are the bread and butter games that you've got to win if you want to stay in the Premier League. And I think now we've got to start winning games at home, but more comfortable. Yes, we beat Cardiff 3-0, albeit we deserve to beat them. We're better than Cardiff. No disrespect to them, but we've got to be a lot better in terms of the second half of the season. There's no excuse now. Yes, we could have done better in the January, but we've got a couple of players in now to sort of bolster the squad. We've kept a lot of the players, like say Hayden. Yes, he didn't want to be here, but it's still important that we kept Hayden because he's grafted throughout the January. throughout the December. He's never, batted an eyelid, even though he doesn't want to be here. So fair play to him. I just think it's going to be a tough game at Molineux. This is two teams that don't have a lot of possession. These are two teams where they tend to give the ball away. So let's expect the ball to be in the middle of the park for the first 20 minutes of the game, because I don't expect either team to sort of take the game by the scruff of the neck and go for it in the first 20 minutes. But Wolves, in my opinion, they've got a better attack going forward than us. I mean, I can't lie about that. The stats don't lie. They're 7th in the league, doing well under Nuno Espirito Santo. And they're only going to get better through time because the owners invested in the club and they're getting better. And they're a good side, Wolves, and they're not to be underestimated. I think they're a great squad. And I just think when Wolves do get forward, we need to be solid at the back. We need to defend. Dubravka needs to be on his game. He didn't have his best game in a Newcastle shirt, but there we go. Every player has their faults. Every player has a bad game. But I'm sure you'll learn from it. You'll get better and we'll move on from it. It's happened now. We can't do anything about the result. We just need to focus on this game on Monday and hope we can get 3 points. It's not going to be easy. I don't want to be deluded to say we're going to absolutely batter them because Wolves are a good side. But we need to have a winning mentality. We need to have a winning attitude. And we need to start picking up points in quick to get away from that relegation zone, because a lot of results did go against us over the course of the weekend. I think Rafa Benitez, will play a strong side against Wolves. There's no question about that. I think we need to play a strong side, because if we do that and we be positive, you never know, we might get the result. Now, in terms of the squad, I reckon you'll put in goal Martin Dubravka. The back four, DeAndre Yedlin, who did get a red card against Wolves, Jamal Lascelles, Fernandez, possibly Baraka, unless Paul Dummett's back, but I don't think he is. In the midfield, Diome is expected to be back alongside Ki Sung Young. Then I would use Atsu, even though he didn't have his best game, still chuck him in. You've got Richie there. And then, you know what, I'll drop out Perez and put Almiron in with Rondon up front. Let's see how that works. Now, if Almiron's not really performing, or if he sort of gets tired because the Premier League is at a high level, then we'll substitute him for Perez. But let's give him an opportunity to taste Premier League football, to give him his opportunity to shine on the big stage. Of course, we will see him against Huddersfield in our next home game, which is not for a while yet. But I'm hoping that he has a good debut and a one to remember. Now, in terms of a score prediction, I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Newcastle. I'll go Almiron, and I'm going to say Rondon, and possibly Diego Jota for Wolves. We've got to watch out for John Moutinho, Ruben Neves. They've been scoring goals. Very good players. Rui Patricio, the goalkeeper, like I've mentioned before, top quality goalkeeper. They've got a good, compact, solid squad. We've got to try and get past Connor Cody, the Merseyside player. But it's going to be a tough game. But as long as we stay focused 100%, and we play from back to front and get the ball up quick to Almiron, up to Rondon, you never know, anything's possible. Now, you leave me your score predictions down below in the comments as well about the game, or you go and let us know. And if you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's try and get to 1,800 subscribers. Put your comments in down below. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the game. I'll see you for the review. How are the lads?